Ready? I'd like to welcome everyone to the Goshen Township Trustee meeting of November 10th, 2014 at 7:15 p.m. Please be sure to sign in, check the box if you'd like to speak. And we'll start the meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Make a motion to accept the minutes as presented.
I'll second the motion to accept the minutes.
Roll call vote, Mr. McCracken?
Yes.
Mr. Hyman?
Yes.
Mr. Reason?
Yes.
Now I'll make a motion to pay the bills as presented.
I'll second.
Roll call vote, Mr. Hyman?
Yes.
Mr. Beeson?
Yes.
Mr. McCracken?
Yes. Any other issues, Tom?
The bank statement's in balance for October. Got it here. I actually don't have the statement from the bank yet. I thought it was going to be in the mail today, but I have Star Ohio and the reconciliation stuff, and you guys can sign and just initial that.
Okay.
But we are in balance for October. I have another resolution here for appropriations. Let me find the right one. Yeah. Revised appropriations. Again, as the expenses at the end of the year are exceeding what we budgeted, we have to make some changes, and that affects the appropriations. And so I'd like to offer 2014-1110 to be submitted to the county auditor with the new numbers. The total is up about $500, I think, from the last time, so it's not a big deal, but
Okay.
it changed, so we got to tell him.
I'll make a motion to accept the revised appropriations to send to the auditor.
I'll second the motion.
Mr. Beeson?
Yes.
Mr. McCracken?
Yes.
Mr. Hyman?
Yes.
You want maybe to sign that? Tarma, for the last 2 years, has been offering a $500 more grant, and what that's for is safety equipment and training and stuff like that. And I submitted a couple $1,000 worth of bills. They'll pay up to $500. We have received that check, so that grant has been handled and posted. We also received, I think that this morning, we received a check from the Bureau of Workers' Comp for $5,748.02. And this is a refund for the June 2012 through June 2013 premiums. It's about a 60% return on what we paid. And that's because claims were down and investments that they have are doing real well. So they've been able to, across the board, return about 60%. So that check is in and posted. And the last thing is the OTA conference will be held in Columbus on January 28th through the 31st. And I need to know from you guys who needs hotel rooms and how many days. And you give me that after the meeting, but I think Thursday they open up the rooms for reservations, and I need to get those in as quick as I can.
Already got mine, so.
I figured that. That's all.
Okay. Okay, Jim.
October totals, 723 miles were put on the trucks, 201 gallons of fuel were used. We had 2 burials. I got one thing, I was approached, Goshen Township's doing some work up at their cemetery, and we have a bunch of excess vinyl fence that never got used. Other than keeping a couple pieces to replace, wondering if you guys wanted to get rid of that. They said they'd like to have all of it, if not all of it, just a couple sections, but I don't know a price. He just wanted to know if we were interested in getting rid of it. If so, if we want to just set a fair price and let them have it, or it's up to you guys.
We got what that was there, some other place we were going to use some. How do we end up with all the extra?
At one time, we was going to fence most of Lumberton in, and Jim Hillis, which lives right next
I
door,
do remember that.
really objected to it. Jim keeps a pretty nice place there, so we never put it up. I think that's what the bulk of it was for.
Is that fencing similar to what we have?
It's the
Across
same.
the front?
Same
Same thing. I noticed, I was up there the other day, I think there's one broken on the west side, west end. You may want to replace, or I think it's cracked and split off the end.
Yeah, that's why I said I'll keep a few to replace, but I mean, there's a lot there. I don't think we need all of it just sitting there if they can use it.
What are they doing, a holes? Just
They're
repair- put it in
extending
there?
their west cemetery over east of the driveway, and they're going to put some more across the front and then down the side. So whatever they got to buy anyhow, they were interested if we want to get rid of that.
I don't know. How you going to set the pricing on it?
I don't know. I told him I'd ask see if you guys are interested in getting rid of it.
75%.
When we bought that, Abe, did we buy that with any grant money or anything, or was
That's
that?
how it was all. We didn't pay any, we got no grant.
See, that's what I'm wondering, if we could actually sell it since we got that with grant money. So I was thinking that's what we did on that. Wouldn't mind helping them out, but I really can't see when it's that we could actually sell it when we didn't pay for it.
Oh, are you sure it was under grant money, Abe?
Yeah. I got it. You can give it to them. I don't think you can charge it.
No, I mean, we give it to them if we want to do that. Donation. I don't know. If we didn't give it to them, I guess we'd have to do a little checking in on it.
Yeah.
They doing this right away, or just,
It's kind of an ongoing project.
yeah. So,
Don't want to sell it if it was grant money, because I don't want to have somebody coming back after us when it's pay for what we've done.
right. So,
You can use it on the west side of the Montreal Church or the cemetery if you don't really want it to. I mean, it's not a big thing to use it. I mean,
Yeah, that's. He saw it sitting there and asked if we were using it.
I guess my thought personally is...
It's just sitting there collecting dust.
Yeah, I know it's sitting there, we're not using it now, but we've discussed possibly expanding Bunker Hill and so forth. We're going to be needing some maybe in the future. Didn't cost us money, so I guess my thought is just hang on to it. It's It's not taking up a lot of space the way you got it there.
Okay.
I don't know, but what do you guys think on that?
That's kind of the way I'm agreeing.
Right onto it because we're doing an expansion.
Yeah. Okay.
That's fine. I'll let them know. Second thing, just so you guys are aware, Bob had us come up and work with the heater guy Thursday it was, about the boiler.
Right.
From what he told us and the issues that thing has, that thing's only a 50% efficiency boiler. 50% of the heat's going out chimney of that thing. He said the money that has been put into that and repairs in the last 4 or 5 years probably could have saved that on a new one. He said if we thought about purchasing a new one, it'd probably pay for itself in 3 to 5 years.
Yeah, he's supposed to be giving me a price
Okay.
on one.
Okay, I didn't know if he got back to you or not.
He was back on Friday, and the Thursday. Yeah, you were here Wednesday.
Thursday.
Thursday was Friday. He was back in. I talked.
And put the new control module on it.
Yeah. He told me 62% really doesn't make any difference. It's not a. We know it's not a high efficient one, and I told him, I said, just get us some prices so we start looking for some grants and so forth. He was going to look possibly. I talked to Brent in there, and he thought there was some other government entities that got some grants for boilers to.
Now, is he going to replace it with one unit or 2 smaller units?
It's the new unit that he suggested to 92 or 94% efficiency. It's computer controlled, and it will only use the BTUs that's needed. It'll actually go from like 25% to 30. It'll go up to a full.
Graduation.
Yeah, rather than having the 2 systems.
But it's just one unit.
Just one unit, yes.
But the reason I brought it up was because he said the parts are getting harder and harder to get for that, trying to adapt new parts to an old boiler. He said it's just a lot of labor to try to do that. So just so you guys know, if you see a bill, don't be surprised.
Yeah.
The only other thing I got is Calla Road. If anybody made any decisions on that. I know you guys decided last time to buy asphalt, but then I never heard you go ahead and do it, whether you talked to Martins or not. So
I hadn't got a chance to talk to him. I have to say I just sort of slacked on that a little bit. I was going to try and get up there, but on what days I had other things going to and didn't make it. So, and you hadn't run into anybody either on it. I mean, we found the funding to patch, whether we do anything with them or not. I think if we get some warm enough weather to feel feasible, my thought is we just go ahead and do it because it's got to be done.
I say go ahead and patch it, and then we talk to them, see if they'll help us out.
We'll see if we get something. I mean, because we can't wait on weather any longer.
No,
I don't want to hold Jim up.
Help us next year. Let's try to do something more with it.
Yeah.
okay, that's all I have.
Okay. What, Derek, you've changed?
Getting shorter every time.
Yeah. What you got, Tom?
That'll be. The Damascus Fire Department had 36 calls for the month of October. 26 EMS runs, 10 in Goshen, 12 in Butler, 3 in Knox, and 1 other. And we had 10 total fire runs for October. And again, we still encourage everybody, whether you're a resident or not, when you're driving through Goshen Township, please wear your seat belts. And we're encouraging people, please not to open burn, because we've had some grass fires already, believe it or not. And because, as some people know, that if the neighbor complains, we have to put it out. Not by our choice sometimes, but that's what we have to, or if it goes across the road, so we have to put it out. And I talked to Paul earlier here, we kind of need another recycle bin down at the station down there. That one gets full, packed.
What the 2 is getting filled, so you need a third, what you're saying?
Yeah.
The two are getting filled up, so you need a third, is what we're looking at. I mean, what's your thought? Or does it need pulled more often? I know we're on the call to pole basis now, so how's that working out?
I don't know if they pull on the schedule they got set up. I don't know. It's almost impossible for me to get up there. 'Cause I never know what they're supposed to pull on Tuesday and Friday, but what time? Am I going to sit there all day waiting on them? How am I supposed to tell? You know?
I thought that they were doing away with the scheduled polls. We were supposed to call for the polls now.
No.
That was discussed at the last meeting, I know, and I think that might be coming, unfortunately. But, I'll find out more next week.
Well, I can, request another bin up there, at least have them take a look at it.
Yeah. And I'll talk to Lou next Tuesday, since tomorrow's Veterans Day. We don't have our meeting tomorrow, so.
So I'll send in something ahead of that, and you can follow up.
All right, that would be great, so. Okay.
Yeah, it seems like Derek's getting a lot of calls where it's like it's always full times, so.
I mean, that's good in a way, so.
Yeah, I mean, it's good.
Is it staying cleaned up a little better now, or?
Yeah, it's been a lot better since we had that last,
Okay.
discussion about it.
All right,
And
okay.
we kind of try to keep an eye on it too, but had a little incident the other day. I just kept it Paul tonight, so he's going to take care of it for us.
I do want to thank you for the use of the building for our meeting over there.
That's all right. That's what it's there for, for the people in the community and stuff to use. And
One question, do you have any lighting for the parking lot there?
any light,
For the parking lot?
just the one.
Is it on a switch someplace, or?
It's supposed to be a motion detector.
Because it was very, very dark when we were there, nobody could see that we were even
Couldn't
in there.
see to get in
so-
there. We'll have to look at that. But it's supposed to be a motion detector.
Okay. We never seen one come on when we were there.
It didn't come on. It was the first time we've replaced it then.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, yeah, well, the one on the old building.
Oh.
Yeah, there's one on that old building. It's
Yeah.
supposed to come on. The one on for the flag should be on all the time.
Yeah.
That's for the flag more than.
Yeah, it doesn't do you any good walking around down
Yeah,
there.
it's just for the flag.
Yeah.
Yep, the other one's supposed to come on when you
Yeah.
pull in. Don't go down there too much, we hopefully at night,
Yeah.
even if we have some.
All right, thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Paul? Steve?
For the month of October, we put a total of 7,492 miles in the cars, total 519 events. Big things, car deers are starting up, they're running, so watch if you're out driving.
Yeah.
Other than that, that's all I have.
Okay, Tom?
Just a minute. I just wanted to commend Tom Needler for the great job he's been doing for the township since he's become fiscal officer. He's done it's nice to come and listen to monies where it's supposed to be and don't have to worry about all this. I just want to commend him, and I'm sure that the people in this residence of this township should look at this too and thank him for the hard work and the good effort that he's put into this, because it's a benefit to all of us, and I know what it is to have a good person there, because
It's where it all starts. If we don't have someone there, well, we can't do anything to do down
That's
there,
right.
so.
I mean, in any organization you're in, that guy's got to know where it is and where it can be spent, where it can be taken from if you need it in an emergency. So,
He does good, and he keeps a tight rein on us. So.
That's what we, sometimes you don't like that, but we know what it means, and it does. So I appreciate it, and I say that from a lot of the residents out here, and I'm sure most of them, if we knew what was going on, would say the same thing. So
And we
appreciate it.
work good together, too. I mean, I don't think we've had any issue since day one, so.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, Todd?
As far as the house numbers, I met with one resident
2-3 weeks ago, signed a number, which I did what I've always done. I went out and physically looked at the area and signed the number. I have another one that's supposed to call when he was back before, possibly this week. Bob had talked to the building department. They're going to begin to refer people here when someone goes in to get a permit, needs a house number. They're going to refer them to us. And I've talked with Megan McGee, and they're going to try to get it so that we're handling the house numbers now instead of somebody from out of state. So hopefully we've got that straightened around. The only other thing, I suppose everybody knows that the gas aggregation passed. I was glad to see that. Hopefully I'm going to be able to save a few dollars for the people in the township that depend on natural gas for their heating. That's all I've got.
Okay, Roger? The only thing I have, the bushes, we'll call them, at the corner of Duck Creek and Cal Road, or Garsonfield Road, are now trimmed.
Yes, I did see that they were.
So, other than that, that's, I believe, all I have.
And also, the trees got trimmed in Calvert, too.
Oh, did they?
Yeah. The Patmos, on Calvert Road.
To the west?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, they were there doing power lines. They took them all the way down
Yeah.
when I pulled through, so that's the best thing that could happen there, so. Okay. All right, well, the first thing is the renewal of the police contract with Green. We've been discussing for several months now. I would like to make a motion that we approve a 3-year contract starting January 1, 2015 through December 31, 2017 of $4 for a yearly total, plus $32.50 per quarter for fuel. That comes up the total amount, was it's quarterly on here. Then also we will negotiate at the end of the 3rd year for possibly a 2-year extension on that contract.
I'll second the motion to enter into the police contract with Green Township.
Just want to comment on the gas. Can we get Randy to give us the gas in March and June, September, and December, so that we get all 4 of them in 1 year, not get on December like in January? Work something out on that.
I'm sure we could. We talked to him after the meeting, and I don't think he had any issues with that, so I think that's fine. When I take this over, I'll probably take it to the next meeting next week. We'll make sure if you want to go along, we can discuss that too. So.
And what did the auditor or the prosecutor's office say about 3 signatures?
That's fine too. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, got a motion. Roll call vote. Mr. McCracken.
Yes.
Mr. Heineman.
Yes.
Mr. Basic. Yes.
After the meeting and sign, get one together and sign it then. So. Okay. With that, it's we're actually behind on ordering a cruiser. We sort of held off here. I'd sort of like to order one here before the end of the year, so we get one first next year, the next year's budget, and it'll really help out on our police budget again too, because we carried one from last year, and we're going to carry one from this year, so we'll just carry it right on through. Went out and got some quotes. We've sort of been looking at an all-wheel drive vehicle to add to the fleet. Especially, I think that's a great thing to do this year because of the county not knowing what road conditions are going to be, and state, and even with our own, we're going to be cutting back on materials. So the ones available, Tahoes were supposed to be out with an all-wheel drive this fall. They're not coming out until July next year now. So the options we had is a Ford Explorer and the Charger, like we purchased the last, with an all-wheel drive. And 2015 Charger from Salem Chrysler is $19,704.50 after our trade. Both dealerships are giving us $8,500 for the Tahoe we're trading. And the other quote we have is for the Explorer, and it's from Sarchone Ford in Randolph. And it came in at $18,900.96.
18,900.
96 cents. I don't know how 96 cents come in there, but
Tell us again.
$18,996. You guys want to look at the quotes?
What kind of warranty do the two of them have?
Both of them are 36,000, or 3-year 36,000 bumper to bumper, and 100,000, 5-year 100,000 driveline warranties. Same as what we've been getting on the Tahoes. Actually, those come in pretty good. The only quote I got on a Tahoe and a 2-wheel drive after the trade came in at $24,650. And that was through Sarchone's also. But checked with Donnie up here, and since he didn't have the all-wheel drive, he really didn't put in a quote. That's basically what we're looking for. So. My thought too, the Explorer probably has a little more ground clearance than the Charger for the winter time also. I don't have any exact specs on clearance, but I don't think the Charger would change much in height from what we have on an all-wheel drive. So.
Is this the same size wheels on this Charger as the one we have now? Because didn't we get bigger wheels on the last one?
Yes, and that's what's standard now.
Okay.
Yeah, the specs on this was identical to what we have across the board. The only thing that the Charger can get through the dealership that Ford can't is the hard bench seat in the back, the solid seat. They have the heavy-duty vinyl for Ford, but they do not have the solid without the padding. Which, if we want that, we can get that locally, like we get all the rest of the equipment for it.
You said the heavy-duty vinyl was for the Charger or
for the Explorer.
Yeah, it says, second row, police grade vinyl, offer easy care for cleaning.
Right.
That's all it says.
Yeah, the Charger, we got the hard pan type.
Okay, because this is heavy-duty vinyl rear seat.
It doesn't have any,
120.
is that on that note?
Yeah, it's pretty down there.
Yeah, it's supposed to be hard vinyl. Oh, not heavy duty. It does say 100 again. Okay. Maybe they didn't have it this time then, because the last one we got when he had with the car, but that's, take that back, we didn't.
That comes with the cage.
That's right, that comes with the cage, that's right, Gene. My mistake on that. That's,
charge you been looking at?
Not bad. We'll see how it does this through the first winter.
Any issues with it so far?
Just the battery going dead, and he said that's, when the guy came out and towed it, he said they've done a lot of it. The battery just goes dead, but we took it in, they fixed it, and I promise you.
So, it's cool, just on the warranty and stuff on that.
Well, is that what the,
Because there's probably one guy that said it's actually gone, so. $135, it comes in the bottom, it's less. No, I think that charger says, what is it, a 5.4 or 5.7? Motor time?
5.7.
5.7, yeah. And this is a 3.7.
I think that's because the Charger's got the Hemi.
It's on the 3.7.
Yeah, 3.7, high efficiency, police calibrated V6. Displacement technology is optimal for long days spent idling or on the job. No, it doesn't. No, for police pursuit vehicle, it's, is there any options?
Yeah, Charger's got the 570
Yeah, it's the Hemi. And the way I see it, it's got the 3.5 EcoBoost. Those two available models, so 3.7 and the 3.5. The same ones that were included car last year from my Fords.
I think that's what the state's going through as well. I know Alliance has them, and Canfield has one.
I don't know what this is. One available Series 5.
Yeah, that's just the regular standard. Seems wild, right?
I don't know what that. Down here it says. Unless it's, there's one thing I like. It has a hour meter, which is good.
An hour meter. This says on spectral, so
Good.
I think it. The engine hour meter.
I really don't think we need an extra big motor in those, as long as it's, I don't know that, I know a fellow has that EcoBoost in his pickup truck, And
I've heard they really run.
oh, it's amazing, I mean, for such a little. And I don't know what all these,
Yeah. What the letters mean.
yeah. That might be good this year.
Thanks, Bob.
That'd be one of the, things that sit on down place where the size of the fuel tank, some of these vehicles are getting pretty small tanks.
That one says an X-ray drive, it's on fire.
Yeah, I seen. You get it with that code, 8 additional gallons. That says 18 and a half, so you might be up to 26.
That's 18. That might be with that extra.
That could be.
Because bottom's at 11 and 12 now. These cars. Alliance has an Explorer yet.
Yeah, I think, if I'm not mistaken, we might have got theirs from Sheriff's. So when I called them, I told them we needed, the Explorer, and they said they had just done the same one. I don't know if it was Alliance or the van. I know it was one of them.
I think that I seen one in Alliance.
Yeah, they've got, I think their supervisor vehicles is for, Salem has one, OSP has, they're going to them actually.
Yeah, that's what
They're getting away from the Chargers. And Yanko's got one, Austintown's got one, Boardman's got a couple. I think Youngstown also has some. I know Alliance is, I know there's one, because I see them on the calls. Nice thing is the clearance.
Yeah.
Where like the Charger, I went in the driveway, I could hit a rock underneath it. It was just a little rock, but you could hear it bouncing all the way up underneath there.
I really don't have a problem with the V6 anymore, because with the technology they have.
Yeah, they're getting a lot of zip out of these smaller numbers.
Yeah. And it might help a little bit on the fuel economy too. Which Charger's done good. I've been
Oh,
impressed
yeah,
with it.
we drove to Columbus when we were down there for the Attorney General's conference, and I think we got all the way down there and back, and it was just a little bit below quarter tank. I just don't know how that is as an all-wheel, since this is their first year
That's
being all-wheel drive.
the reason I sort of hold off too. That I don't like to buy the first year the Explorer's been out. This is the second year on the Explorer. I believe maybe going to the third. Maybe all-wheel drive.
Some of their other vehicles.
Yeah, so.
Because don't their Tauruses,
Horses, and the ones that have the
Right, yeah, they did, and it's the same drive system in all of them.
It's a little bit less than I have. I thought I was trying to explore, maybe get a little one SUV.
So I'll make a motion that we purchase the Ford Explorer from Sarchones for $18,900.96.
I'll second the motion to purchase the Ford Explorer.
Roll call vote, Mr. Heineman.
Yes.
Mr. Beeson.
Yes.
Mr. McCracken.
Yes. Okay. I did go online. We did get moved up to 60 points on our grant so far in
44
Damascus.
to 60?
Hmm?
We went from
44 to 60, and I think we're still in the running. I think in the next week or 10 days they're going to pick the projects. Now all the points have been put in, so keep our fingers crossed. So. Okay, it's time for our health insurance renewal again. Here's and these are the other companies when we shopped it out. So Anthem still come in the cheapest. The plan that we're on now, to renew it, had a 5% increase on the premium. An alternate plan, which will be the third one over, has a few changes in it. Our deductibles right now are 500, 1,000. It would go to 1,000, 2,000, and the primary care would go from $20 a visit to 30, and the specialist would go from 40 to 60. It's the only change is everything else is the same. Drug coverage is the same, and with that one we could have a 6% decrease. Premium. Yeah, it says true at the bottom of the color there, the percentages. And I know everybody's health insurance is just a big issue wherever you go anymore, and so far, we've been very fortunate to be able to keep paying 100% of the premium for our employees, which doesn't happen many places anymore. My thought is to keep paying 100% is we would go with one with a 6% decrease in the premium to help the budgets out a little bit. And it's really not going to be too hard on any of the employees with a few changes that was in there. I think that'd be a lot better to the employees than going like a lot of the other areas. It's going like for 10% of the premiums and so forth. And, this way, if you use it, it's going to cost you. If you don't use it, it's not going to cost you. What your guys' thoughts are.
I have to agree. I think if we can take the reduction and there's not much change in the policy, I think we need to look at that route.
Yeah, generally we do this in December with the new Obamacare. We had to change it to where it's end of November now, so we have to do it a month before the end of the year on renewals now, so. Any thoughts, Roger?
Kind of looks like the way we ought to go.
I'll make the motion that for December 1st through November 30th or 31st next year, we'll go with the plan with the 6% decrease.
I'll second the motion to go with the plan.
Roll call vote, Mr. Beeson.
Yes.
Mr. McCracken.
Yes.
Mr. Heineman.
Yes.
Okay, natural gas for the building here and the little one next door. On our last bill, we've been on a monthly for, since basically all this last year with a variable rate. And our last rate, we was paying .5704 for CCF, which we're with IGS right now. The new IGS, from December 1st through November of next year, we can get locked in at .579. It's the best they can do right now. I did go on the apples to apples chart, and most everybody that's on a fixed rate is 0.6, 0.7, and quite a bit more. There's only one that was a little bit less, 0.549, North American Power, but it's only fixed for 6 months, which would be your hardest hit months, but it does have an early termination fee and some details you have to check into, which I didn't check into. Everybody else that's down in that premium range is all in variable rates, which doesn't mean much to walk in.
So actually, the gas is going to be a little higher this year than last year.
Well, no, that was just our last month.
Oh, okay.
Like I said, we were on month to month through last year because we didn't lock one in last year. We sort of was letting it ride because of where the prices were going. And now it seems like they're starting on the upswing again, so we can stay with the month to month and gamble, or we can lock something in.
What was the highest last month, Tom?
I don't have it off the top of my head. I can go print it out if you need it, but
I just was curious.
I don't have it in front of me. Yes, for the year.
No.
You usually keep that stuff. You never need it. So.
Okay. Yeah, I was looking, I asked you for the, the current price, but I didn't.
What did you say? Rate is .579.
Yeah. It should be up just a little bit from what we were last month.
That's for 12 months, Bob, locked in for the whole year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, on the 3rd, but we didn't have a meeting at that time. I could have locked it in for .566, but we had to wait for a meeting, so.
I would make a motion then that we go with IGS for 12 months, 0.579. Because if this one is anything like last one, I know what the price is going to do.
Yeah, that's what I would feel too, so.
That's IGS, is that correct? Got a motion to a second.
No, second.
Roll call vote, Mr. Beeson.
Yes.
Mr. Heineman.
Yes.
Mr. McCracken.
Yes. Okay. And Tom's been working on a phone system, and I think he sort of come up with a program today.
Yeah, the guy that I've been talking to, he was supposed to be taking training on the newest model out there, and he's not going to get that training for at least another 6 months probably. So he did have 2 options available to us. One is a couple-year-old model, but he says it's still a very good model. The reason we're even considering it, there's basically two reasons. Our phone system is very scratchy when you call in. A lot of times there's so much scratchiness you can't understand what's going on. And second item is we're paying a whole lot of money for our phone system, for our telephone service. We have 2 direct lines and we have 2 fax lines, and we also have an internet line. And they're costing us $871 a month for that, which is ridiculous. AT&T contacted me and they can cut that back to $365 a month, which is a $500 savings, $500 a month savings. So we could buy a new phone system, and one of the things we get with the new phone system is more control over things. Right now, as officers or people change desks, it's a big deal to say, well, you're now 401 is now 415 and 15 is 401. That's a big deal to switch those phones. So what they do, I think, is change their numbers and they have a new extension and they don't change your phone. With a new system, things like that will be very easy to do. You just plug in a code, you say, I want to go from here to there, and the phone just changes. You take your phone with you and you got the same phone, the same extension, the same voicemail, and you don't have to pay a tech $80 an hour to come in and do that for you. You could also set up a voicemail system and have more control over the voicemail system. The price of the equipment for the new phone, $6,200 plus $1,500 installation. Plus I've thrown in about another $500. I don't know what the number is exactly on that, but I want to get the desk officer a portable phone, so when she's out walking the halls, going from one office to the other, and the phone rings, she'd have to run to an office and try to find a phone and answer it on 2 or 3 rings. She'd have the phone, she just answer it. They won't know where she's at. She can transfer calls, she can transfer voicemail, she can put it on hold. It's just as she has her phone, but it's portable. So she would have that in addition to the main console in the office. Datacom can get that for us. The guy was kind of kidding. He said, I can have it for you next week. I don't think we want it next week, but we ought to be thinking about it in the near future. Excuse me. I figure around $8,200 for everything, labor and everything. We're going to save $500 a month, so we're looking at a payback of 18 months or less. That's if we're paying $475 a month toward the phone system. So 18 months from now, our phone bill from today would drop $500. We have a new phone system. Is it critical? Absolutely not critical, but it would be nice, and the noise and the inconvenience and the technical costs of having him come in and do things, I mean, we could save it. And again, I checked with AT&T, and I don't trust them too awful far when they quote things, because there's always a gotcha after you agree to it. But I called again and I said, now, is this what we're getting? And yes, that's what you're getting, and the quote still holds the same. And so you'll get the same internet, you'll get the same number of phones, you'll get everything. Oh, the other thing is, this is voice over IP phone. So the other issue in this building is you've got old phone wires, but you've got new computer wires. We put new computer wiring in, 5-6 years ago, something like that. What you will do is you'll run the computer wire into the phone and then a short wire over to the computer. So you're using the phone as kind of a computer signal, which will be a much clearer signal, much faster signal. And if we have some of our scratches associated with phone lines, that'll go away.
With that, this phone here we can delete since we're getting rid of the portable.
Yep.
The one that's in the entry way down there, are we doing that one, doing this too, since there's no computer available to tie it to?
I think you quoted the number of phones that we have.
Okay.
So yes, we could eliminate 2 probably, or maybe at least 1.
The only thing is, I thought that was always a good one to keep there for if someone came in and needed to make a local call without
desk officer having to come out or open her door to let them use their phone.
I think there's a phone line right across the wall
Yeah.
that we could pull up and drop it down the other
Okay.
side,
All
I
right.
think.
I believe you're right. I think you're right.
Pretty sure I saw one back in the next
Yeah.
room there.
Yeah, I think there is.
Portable should be able to hand it through the console, so wouldn't you?
Well, that's true, yeah, with the portable, that would take care of that too, so,
Yeah.
so. Yeah, that's something I don't think is a big deal there, so. With this, are we gonna have any downtime being without a system?
What they
Transition?
claim they'll do is they'll come in and they'll get everything, the phone's working the new way, and then we'll pull out the old system.
Okay,
So, no, we shouldn't have any downtime.
okay. I think it's a no-brainer to update it when we can save enough to pay for it from AT&T. I mean, it's just, these kind of systems just don't last that many years anymore. I mean, we know this is new that we put in here, but
Well, if the lines are scratchy, you can't hear it.
we've already replaced, I think, 3 phones this year. There's been issues, and,
Like you said, that phone system is a computer. And you don't see computers
you know,
lasting 7, 8, 9, 10 years, you know. Typically, it'll still be fast and trouble-free.
right. I'll make a motion that, have Tom go ahead and set up for the new phone system.
I'll second the motion.
All right, roll call vote. Mr. Beeson?
Yes.
Mr. McCracken?
Yes.
Mr. Heineman?
Yes.
Okay. Getting that time in the year, actually we're a little late thinking about maybe the late Christmas party. Sort of kicked around a few ideas there a little bit ago, but I don't know if you guys have thought of anything else or leaning towards something in particular.
Oh, last year we went over to golf course.
You know, food was just, I guess, so-so. Some people wasn't real happy with it. Wasn't anything extra, I guess. It was sort of a normal meal. I don't know. We don't have many options in the township. Because I saw this spike, I guess, a few years ago. I don't think I was here when you guys did. We went to Ben's one time. Were you here, Todd, for that one? No. I just don't know when that was, because it must have been before I was here.
You were in the road department, Roger. I don't ever remember going to that. It's been a while. I remember it was...
No Ben's? Oh, you don't like Ben's? Oh, come on, it's good food.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Or, I mean, I'm just, maybe you go any place, I mean, you just do something. I don't know what you guys are thinking.
We have a caterer, we've got to have some place to do it.
How about that place in Canfield? You're just going into Canfield across from the...
Food's always good there.
Yeah,
They are good.
yeah, it's good there. There's,
Good, very
What
good.
kind of money is that going to be costing?
I don't know what theirs is at all. I mean, we've had the township functions there, association, and,
Our yard club meeting was there and it was $20
yeah,
a piece.
I think that's about what it
There were
was.
about 60 of us and there was fish, chicken, eggplant parmesan, dessert.
What about the community center in Salem? And have Roy Weinberg cater?
I mean,
They have really nice facility there.
you know,
They can make it large and small, they have dishes like this.
yeah, it's a thing now, and I don't know how the options of getting in a place right now this late's going to be the issue, so.
You won't get Lori, I'll tell you that. You won't get Lori. She's
No.
in your book to hit on.
Yeah, and,
They have 2 caterers
you
there.
know, I mean, the barn was offered to us again, and the Carol caters out, which our food was fine, okay. I mean, it's just, it was cold over there, it was really
Yeah,
cold that night
several
over
people.
there. So, And then we have to go set it up and tear it down. I mean, if we go someplace else, they do the work, so. Open for suggestions. You got any suggestions, Jim? Pinkies? Stagecoach for fish?
Actually,
There is a banquet room there.
we've had
Oh,
our
is
fire
there?
department
Yeah, it's
up there
upstairs. Oh.
multiple times, and it's pretty, not
What's that?
bad. It's not bad, but it's very tight quarters,
Yeah.
very tight quarters.
You can use the fire station.
If you want to make it
That's where we're
convenient.
gonna have ours.
Do you have yours there?
Yeah.
Who do you have catering yours?
Us?
Oh, you want to add a few people? You want to add a few people to it?
We're working on it now. The menu, I don't know what we're gonna have.
Yeah.
Talk about that later.
I mean, that's an option too.
Where do you say?
Fire station. Where we're at down there. Yeah. Okay. I mean, if we're spending $20 at a banquet hall too, we'd probably go have a good sit down someplace too. And, I don't know.
How much was that last year?
I think we ended up with about 15 something.
I was going to say 15, 16.
Yeah, it was right in there someplace. That was with dessert and stuff.
I guess one thing I'm thinking, the officers that's on duty,
Trying to get something close.
that they, you know, yeah, they're in Goshen Township, but they go north, they're in Green.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
That's what I didn't know over at the airport if they were doing anything with their,
You can still use the banquet room at the airport, yes.
or does he specify who's the caterer or, no?
You'll have to call and talk to Mike. Through the grapevine, I heard that the banquet room was still available.
And I know somebody can probably find out.
I can call Meister.
I mean, that's a good location.
Yeah.
Next to the township.
And everything's there. I mean, then we could get Mike's or we could get, you know, Baird or somebody who does good catering too. I mean, I guess we have to, if we find a location, see who's available to even cater, what the dates are available. Everybody's going to get booked, I'm sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
But you have three options. You go with Mike and the community center and Canfield, yeah.
Yeah.
And the nice thing about local is, especially the community center, the cops can get there.
Yeah.
If you go to Canfield, they still can get there, but they're a little ways out of their area.
Community center and Mike's would be two good ones for that, so.
What is that other place over in Sebring?
It used to be Tall Oaks.
Is that what it's called?
It was Tall Oaks. It's a different name now. It's
Yeah, it was Tall
Right
Oaks.
across from Springer's.
Yeah. I don't know, I know the Rurkins and I used to go there and they've all left going there. Now they're going to the Saxon Club.
It's a nice facility, because that's where they have, you know, the election. It was in the news that day, and the facility looks nice.
Yeah, been years since I've been there. I know it changed hands here a few years ago, but.
Let's see, the location of prices and go from there.
No, I mean, we'll get together and set something up. We won't have to hold a meeting for that. Just need to get it handled, so. Only other thing I didn't know, Tom, do we want to set up a work session for budgets here the first part of December before the meeting?
We should. I was going to mention that anybody with a budget should be working on it.
Yeah.
Paul will help you with yours, and Jim can help you. I'm gonna help the police. We were talking to Spike, and
Yeah.
I think Alco's gonna get involved.
That's why I'm going to sit down with you guys too. We can sort of get together and then we'll have all of us get together once we get things sort of organized in budgets. So
I'll start working on it this week. And
either we can have one before, because you guys probably like to look at it like a week before the meeting to go over it. So
I want to make the numbers big so that we don't run out of money
yeah.
6 times as we're buying, run out of electric or whatever.
The next meeting's going to be on December 8th. So.
Can I ask a question?
Hmm?
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
On that insurance, I don't think you guys give that very much thought. You said you wanted to save 6%, but if your employees want to use it, up there's 100%.
No.
You went from 50 to 100, or 500 to 1,000, that's 100%,
Oh, but that's just,
if they use it.
yeah, that's on your 80/20, so it's just longer before you give up that 20% to copay you're putting out, what it does to you. I mean, it just extends that out farther.
Oh, for your 6%, you didn't get nothing, because you took everything away from the workers.
We didn't take much away. That's a very little takeaway.
24 cents an hour.
Yeah.
What's that?
24 cents an hour, to be exact. If $500, up and at 500 is the deductible. From 500 to 1,000 is 24 cents an hour.
If you use it all.
If you use it.
Now,
That's the reason why you have it.
and
And I
you're,
guarantee I will.
okay, well, that's just what I was just going to ask you.
I got 2 kids.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm thinking, you didn't give very much thought to anybody that might have to use it. It's fine
Well,
if you don't use it. I
well,
understand that. But you got insurance, that's the reason why you have it. So if
Yeah.
somebody has to use it, they can, but
Yeah.
God, you,
Would you say that the original plan went up 5%,
no.
Right, yeah,
right?
yeah,
What
5%.
you're on now was increased by 5%.
How much is that?
How much is that? Because would it be beneficial to you guys to go to the employees and ask them, are they willing to pay that 5%?
Well, that-
$386 for the group.
See,
Per
that-
month.
Oh,
I was going to bring this up to the employees, I didn't bring it up here, but it is an option for them to pay the difference and keep the same plan.
And the increase would be how much?
386
A
per
month?
month.
Well, here's one's about $75 here.
Yeah, figure here someplace, I'm going to do it.
Give me one with that sheet for
You got that?
Oh, here we go.
I mean, when you're talking about insurance, you kind of have to have it, but when you're trying to save money, you're not saving money when you're doing that, I don't feel.
But if they're going to pay $400 out of their pocket,
Who is them?
if they want to stay with the other plan, money's got to come from somewhere.
Well, let's take the single guy here. The single guy is going to pay $33 more a month. So that's about $400 a year.
Okay, it's $400, but now he's got to meet, if you go with the other plan, he's got to come up with another $500 for his deductible before he can, it benefits him. So see, that's not a wash. You're not really doing the deductible.
That's what I'm
No.
So I see where he's coming from, he's
No,
like that back and forth.
the wash that I was talking, it wasn't, I didn't say wash in my words, but it's basically the same thing. I was talking about other people's having, where they have to pick up 10% of their benefits now through a lot of, wherever you work.
But yeah,
Let's
that goes
go,
on a lot,
whatever.
and I understand
Yeah,
it, but you didn't
which-
even give them an opportunity.
Which we don't do that. And I mean, if we went that way, it's going to cost them a lot more than, to keep the same plan, they would pay 10% of the premium. It would be an astronomical amount, I think it was paid.
How could it be 10% more for them when you said it was only a 5% increase?
No. I'm sorry, maybe I'm misstating it a little bit.
I think you, if I'm wrong, did he not?
No,
say
what I'm
5%?
saying is an employee averages across Salem, wherever, is paying 10% of their health care out of their payroll now. That's where the 10% comes from. It had nothing to do with the 5% increase. They basically pay 10% of their health care premiums, payroll deduction. And that's why I was stating that we could sort of lean that way, like others are doing, and stay with the same plan, or still pay 100% like we've been doing now, and take the plan here. I mean, it's going to hit an employee one way or another.
Well, in my world, that should be their decision to make, because when you start playing around with the insurance, swapping around back and forth like this, it does get kind of hairy, and the employees could end up paying more out of pocket by changing your insurance plan than what they may not be.
But we're not really changing plans, we're just changing the deductible. It was the only thing that changed on it. But
That changed a lot.
Well, yeah,
That just, like I said, that was 100% change, Bob.
right.
they just changed the deductible.
The one, you know, the one that I'm on this next year, to save the township money, I'm not going 500 or 1,000, I'm going to 4,000, 6,000.
Well, that's your call.
Yeah,
Well,
but I mean...
they should have that option too.
And that's $5,000 deductible.
I know somebody out there's got a $12,000 deductible.
Yeah. I mean, these Obamacares, it's whatever, everything's going to go to that. I mean, you're not going to see these in another couple of years unless it changes. It's...
Well, what I was trying to tell you, I was trying to say that I didn't think he was thinking of your employees as well as he was thinking about your purse up there.
Yeah, I mean, Tom and I have discussed this, and so much with these guys yet, but because that's what I was saying. We have to do this a month ahead of budgets, and that's what's really making it a headache, because...
Yeah, but you just already voted on that.
Right.
You got a budget a month ahead.
Right. I mean, this year we had to make a decision tonight on. And now we got to go into the budgets and see what we can do for the employee to make up for it starting January 1. Because we had that month leeway of all the time you were here, we could do it all at the same time.
Right, yeah. But
We can't do that now because the Obamacare backed us up this month on the health care, where it's November's, and November's and then December. And that's what's really glitchy into it, is trying to make it all work out. We have to do one, and then we got to do the other.
I can see the savings if a person don't use it. If this township goes and gets lucky and nobody has to use it, the poor sucker that has to use it is going to get clipped big time. Just like the state of it.
Well, it looks like Jim's going to get it.
Well,
There's a month, it's saved on 2 of them. That's what it's saving, like on a lot of the rest of them. I didn't figure.
These are the family plans, and this here's the singles. Yeah, you're saying, yeah.
Now, between these two, you're saving,
Just about 10.
yeah, 10,000.
What I wanted to see, did you see what Jim's, what's the difference between there and there?
Okay, there's 44, 27, 81.
Okay, 81 times 12.
960, roughly.
960. It's a bit of difference there, but it's 500 more up here, so.
Well, your deductible's the same on these two.
Well, yeah, I know what we're doing, so we're going from this one to this one,
Right.
so this will be 500. versus the 9, so. Well, because what we're talking about, if the employee paid the difference, it's still gonna cost him more to pay the difference than what the deductible's gonna hit him.
Well,
You know, on his there, yeah.
if you divide that by 12,
Yeah, it's gonna come to something.
divide that by 12. About
148, I think.
be about right.
Yeah, 148.03, I think is what it was on that one, so a month, and that's. I've worked this for 2 weeks, different ways.
You might want to let the employees decide how they want to do it, individually. Also.
But we can't do an individual plan.
Oh, okay.
They all gotta go one way or the other.
I see, yeah,
So,
okay.
They should still have a voice.
Yeah,
Pre-tax too. So, for the pre-tax. Pre-tax
anything that we do like that, then we would have to sort of get some ruling probably on it, but it would be taxable.
That might be even better than.
That's. Then you get the people.
That's $1,500.
Compared to one of the other spots, they don't want to do that.
Yeah.
I didn't use it, so I'm not getting it.
That's per occasion, sure.
Yeah.
That's right. So if you're going to pay it, like if you could.
What's that?
10 grand a year.
What was the standard? How many hours is the standard? 40 hours. I'm not sure.
2,080 a year.
Here's what the difference is going to cost us. Thanks, Bob. I'll take that one.
So we only have,
Oh, okay. Okay.
we only have 5 people right now that are, we get more people that have veteran plans.
You come up with, what, 20, what was the cents you come up with on that?
24
24 cents that it's costing you.
for the $500 deductible
Right.
we got per hour.
Right. And if we keep the same plan and to eat the increase, it's costing us 40 cents an hour.
That's not including co-pays.
Right. I mean, that's just what it costs to upgrade keep the plan the same is what we're at
So keep
today.
the plan the same and don't give everybody a raise.
Yeah, that's,
I mean, that's your guys' call.
like I said, I've worked this back and forth and it's,
What was the 6% savings? Did you say 6% or 6%?
6%.
6% savings.
That's for the whole year.
Right.
Yeah. Percent of the monthly, on a monthly basis.
Yeah. I don't know also what kind of plan you're looking about. Is that plan, every time you use it, you're talking about that $500 increase, I'm assuming, or that's just
No.
one time?
No, it's annual.
For the year.
It's an annual, okay, it's an annual,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Yeah, we're still one of the better plans that Anthem has, I mean, yeah.
Did you say that an employee could elect to pay the difference to get the bigger plan,
We'll have to stay with the same plan,
to stay with the same plan?
but there again, then that's gonna cost them 40 cents an hour to do that.
Yeah. But if they want to stay with the same
Yeah, they wanna
plan,
stay with it,
they
yeah.
can pay the 5% increase.
Yeah, that's what, yeah.
But didn't you say everybody had to go with one plan?
That's what
So how's that gonna work?
Well, that's the thing that was in, I guess I misspoke on that. If we stay between these two plans, we can go with one, and then someone has the option of staying and paying the difference. As long as we stay with more than 10 employees on the health care. If we drop below 10, then we have to stay with one plan totally. But right now we have 11.
Well, I'm saying that if the employee wants to stay with the
Right.
other plan, they have to calculate whether they think the savings outweighs the cost.
Right, but that's just what I figured here, and it really,
Tom, do
And
you,
some
Yeah.
people that might,
Yeah.
and others might not.
right, yeah,
That would give them the option to go either way,
yeah,
whichever way
and,
was the benefit for them.
yeah.
do you know if you can register what would be out of pocket for them to pay for their insurance as pre-tax health insurance?
No, it has to be taxable,
Has to be taxable.
yes.
It can't be pre-tax?
Nope, I checked that. That's not a possibility, 'cause that was one of the first questions Tom and I asked when we started
Why
shopping.
can it not be pre-tax?
Because you are giving them money.
You're paying a portion of their insurance premium, is that what you're
Right,
saying?
but we're giving them the money for the rest of it. For the other,
That's what I'm saying, you're paying a portion of it, they're not paying 100% of it.
correct, correct.
It's the same thing as Tom and I, or same as I'm gonna be and Tom is now, since we get reimbursed from the township, that's taxable income. It's not like the ones that actually are on the plan through the township. But next year, that's gonna change out, because everybody's gonna pay tax on their health care.
Not for sure.
No, but it's coming.
It might get stuck back the other way. We don't know now. We got
No.
a different bunch of people.
Right.
You're right.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we don't know, but that's the way it's headed.
One thing for sure, it's not going to get a hell of a lot better. They can't, as far as
I don't know about
debts
this.
are.
I don't know about this pre-tax, because the post office and pays, ours isn't 100% paid. And the portion that we pay out of pocket is pre-tax. So what would be the difference?
We could check with the IRS on that.
Yeah.
Where did you get your information from?
From Morris, yeah, from the insurance.
From what I've read,
Before we purchase it.
like even the township paying my insurance, I'm going to end up paying tax on that money.
That's because of Obamacare.
Yes.
I've always paid taxes on that. Yes, you're self-employed, that's different.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother deal. Yeah, that's something else.
We pay 12% copay in Canfield right off the top. And they're allowed to do ours pre-tax. We have to sign a paper giving them authorization, but it can't be done pre-tax.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I don't see why you cannot do that.
Yeah.
That would be an incentive for the people that are opting to go that way. That portion of their income will not be taxed then.
That's what Morris told you. There's probably a pretty good chance it's true, but we can check it out with the IRS.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just going on the agents, what she told me, and so. That's the first thing I brought up to you about doing that, when we talked about this.
That would just be more paperwork on you.
What's that?
That would just be more paperwork on you.
No, not that much.
Not much,
Not
but it
much.
would be.
They'll do it to save money,
Yeah.
I'll probably get a raise. Like I had the last 6 or 7 years.
Why don't we rescind our previous motion until we research it a little bit more, and if we need to have a special meeting, we can.
Well, that's what I'm
Talk to the employees.
looking here to see. Sounds good. I think we could have the budget stuff ready by the 24th, Tom.
2 weeks?
What I'm thinking, we could hold a special meeting to discuss this, close the meeting, we'll do our work session and do our budgets all one night. So,
7 o'clock.
7's fine with me, if that's okay with you guys. There is a motion on the floor to rescind,
From Todd?
yeah, from the vote.
I'll second it.
Rescind the healthcare renewal.
We kind of have to get, like, the police departments, knowing what it's going to cost them people. So they can explain it to them before we get go.
Right. I've got it broken down employee to employee. I mean, I'll read all the stuff I've been working with and try in every
We haven't
direction.
discussed it with them people, eh? Yeah.
Well, no.
All right, we got a motion, Todd, Roger second, to rescind the healthcare renewal that we voted on earlier until we have a special session on 11/24.
Right, 7 p.m.
All in favor, I'll say Mr. Heineman.
Yes.
Mr. McCracken.
Yes.
Yes. The motion also includes the motion to have a special meeting, correct, Tom?
If you wanted to.
Yeah.
Do it all as one.
Yeah, it was one.
You know, if you walked into a hospital and all of a sudden it went $500 to $1,000, you'd say, yeah, how in the hell did that happen? You know?
But it isn't in your first bill, Abe. It's only 20% you're paying of every dollar till you hit that limit. It's not like the first bill that comes out, it's $1,000, you gotta pay it.
But the way they're charging today, it'll get to that limit in a hurry.
Oh, yeah, I mean,
You know,
I get there mighty fast, don't worry. I know all about it.
you gotta think of these guys, they're kids.
Okay.
There's just 2 of us now. The kids have their own.
You guys got anything else? Okay. I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Next meeting is on, next regular meeting will be on the 8th.
Yes, December 8th, the special meeting will be on November 24th.
I'll second the motion to adjourn.
Roll call vote. Mr. Beeson.
Yes.
Mr. McCracken.
Yes.
Mr. Heineman.
Yes.